All right, Kyle, thanks for hopping on. We'll go ahead and get started with Larry Patrick with the first question. Larry, go ahead.
Yes, Kyle. First of all, how's the leg feeling right now?
It's good. We're optimistic that it was just a cramp. I didn't feel a pop or a pull or anything like that. So we're just treating it as a cramp, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow.
So you're hoping that you'll be able to make your next start.
Yes.
Okay. Today, you were in control for the most part right from the beginning. What do you feel was really working for you today?
Similar to last start, fastball, slider, curveball combo was working great. Fastball command to both sides of the plate was really good. Diaz did a great job back there calling the game. Changeup is progressing. Threw some good ones today, threw some not so good ones today, but for the most part, fastball, curveball, and slider did a good job of keeping them off balance.
You grew up in Colorado, pitched in Colorado. Colorado's had a terrible reputation for many, many years of being a nightmare for pitchers. How do you explain how the starters and the relievers are pitching better at Coors Field than what they do on the road?
I think a lot of us have pitched here for quite a long time in our careers. Obviously, me a little bit more growing up here. It's just small adjustments. It's nothing drastic. I've been saying that since I've been in the league. The minute you try to make too big of an adjustment coming into Coors Field, usually your stuff isn't going to be how you expect it to be. But I think us as a pitching staff, we understand the small adjustments that we need to make here at home and when we go on the road.
Okay, thank you, Kyle.
All right, we'll go to Kyle Newman. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, offensively, the bunts, were those planned? Was that impromptu? And especially, how'd you like that first one that resulted in the hit?
Neither one of them went where they were supposed to go, and I was able to get on base twice with them. With Anderson being a left-handed pitcher, their third baseman was playing about even with the bag, shaded a little towards the 6 hole. I noticed that their second baseman was playing back, so I figured, might as well give it a shot, do a push bunt. If I get it past TA there, pretty easy knock. Turned out to be 2 pretty grindy, I guess 1 hit, 1 error, but getting on base, it is definitely not executed to how I wanted them to be done, but nonetheless was able to get on base twice.
And then despite the early exit today, are you feeling confident about just kind of the recent momentum going back to your last start?
Yeah, definitely liking the momentum that I have right now with my pitches, with Diaz and Don behind the dish, getting on the same page, using my stuff to our advantage, and continue to keep hitters off balance.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, we'll go to Sean Keeler and finish up with Thomas Harding. Sean, go ahead.
Kyle, how's that chain feel, first of all? They got the whole gold wrestling thing going in. What were you thinking when you get that cramp, when you're in this good run, and you're thinking like, God, did I step on a mirror or step on a crack or something? Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, bit of bad luck right in the second there when I felt it a little bit, but it happens. Thankfully, it wasn't horrible. We're treating it as something very light right now to hopefully make sure that I can make my next start. It's unfortunate, definitely didn't want to come out of the game, but I knew that if we pressed on it, bad things could potentially happen that would take me out of the season for quite some time.
And how's that chain working for you?
The chain feels good. It's the first time I've gotten it in 2 years.
All right, we'll finish up with Thomas Harding. Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering, this is the 79th game of the season, I believe it is, or something like that. 79th game. And you guys have all the pomp and circumstance and fighter planes of opening day. Did you kind of let yourself feel like, hey, this is a kind of cool thing, or was it just another day at the park for you?
Me with my mentality, I try to make sure, regardless of circumstances, that every game that I throw is the same. I try not to hype anything up because of circumstances, whether it's opening day 2.0, start of 60-game season, playoff game, whatever it is, I try to, keep my mentality exactly the same and not let things like that, creep into my head, making me have to try to do more.
When you pitched the way you pitched in Seattle, I was wondering, does everything that happened before that kind of melt away and you feel like this is a Kyle Freeland role and this is the way it's going to be?
Yeah, definitely a breath of fresh air. Being able to go out, pitch the way that I want to pitch, execute the things that I want to execute, being on the same page with the catcher behind the plate on that day. It's definitely nice to get that breathing room and get that feeling back of this is how I'm supposed to pitch. This is how I like pitching. This is very, fun for me to do, opposed to, grinding through things, getting hit, giving up weak hits, giving up home runs, struggling for your team. And nobody wants that. So being able to, carry momentum from last start into this start and hopefully, throughout the season, remembering that feeling, is definitely nice to have.
Yeah, and it seems too, even when you were struggling, you had good pitches, just didn't have them consistently. Is that changeup, how close is that to being kind of where you can accept, hey, I'm on a roll here with that pitch?
It's working there. It's getting there. I think it's just a couple tweaks away from being back to where I wanted to be, kind of back to that changeup that I had last year that I, leaned on so much. But I really don't think it's too far away.
Last one from me. When you were playing the speed game with the bunts there, did you feel anything going down the first base line on either of those, or was it just suddenly going around second?
No, it was when I went first and third. I rounded second, and when I strided out, didn't really allow me to do a full stride, so I shut it down immediately just because I know how touchy hamstrings can be. Seen a lot of them, so I didn't want to potentially injure myself more.
Thank you, Kyle.